Hey guys, hoping you're doing well today. Making a quick video for you to talk about some Facebook Marketplace. Just trying to help you guys get a better price for your vehicle, get it registered for cheaper, and get it home safely when you purchase it from a private party. So there's a lot of things that go into buying cars on Facebook Marketplace, and there's a lot of videos out there that'll tell you, you could flip, a car a day or whatever and make $2,000 a day, but it's just not quite that simple. The first thing I would recommend is looking for vehicles that are 20 years old and older. Now, a lot of you probably aren't looking for vehicles that are that old, but I'll make it a quick point that you can get a classic plate on this vehicle if it is at least 20 years old in Connecticut anyway. I believe New York is 25 years and Rhode Island is 25 years. I'm familiar with the New England states, so it depends on where you live, but nonetheless, the fees and taxes and registration will all be cheaper if you register your vehicle as a classic or antique, some will call it. So the only downfall to that would be you can't tow like a trailer with it, and you can't snowplow with it, or you're not supposed to anyway. So that's definitely something that would stop a lot of people. But if you don't want to buy a 20-year-old vehicle, you're kind of forced to pay what the Kelley Blue Book value of your vehicle is for the registration and the taxes. So what I mean by that is, say you buy a vehicle for $10,000, it's like a 2010 Honda Accord or something, and that's obviously not a classic, it's just a regular car. They're going to go by the value of the car that is online, not what your selling price is on your bill of sale and your title. So say you buy it at $10,000, your taxes on it when you go to register it will be 6.35% in Connecticut anyway, because that's the Connecticut tax. And then you will also have to pay your, registration fees and Healthcare Act fees and whatever the hell else they have you paying nowadays. That's definitely a downfall of buying a newer car. So a big thing that flippers on YouTube leave out with, flipping cars for like $1,000 a day, big thing they leave out would be getting that vehicle back to where you live. They say it's so easy and whatever else. It's not quite as easy as they make it sound. So when you buy a vehicle, there's two ways to get it home legally. You can put it on a trailer it back. Well, not everybody has a truck that can pull, a car with a qualified trailer or qualified truck. And sometimes this vehicle is super far away. There's a whole bunch of reasons, and maybe it doesn't even drive at the time, and it just needs something little to get it driving. But nonetheless, you need to get it back. So ways around that would be obviously buying a truck and trailer, but that would set you back thousands of dollars, and it's certainly not a right-away fix. Typically, the most legal way of getting your vehicle back would be to buy the vehicle, right? Go home with the paperwork, but not the vehicle. Bring the keys and set an appointment for the DMV and go there, get a temp plate, go back, get the vehicle after like 2 weeks of waiting to go to the DMV. And then finally you could drive your car home, and then you have to go to the DMV again to get it registered. So that's like a whole thing. And it also isn't good to just leave the vehicle, where you bought it, because you don't want to leave it in the person's driveway. And most people probably wouldn't want that anyway. So that's usually out, even though that's the correct way that they want you to do it. Some people will, put a fake plate on. Definitely don't recommend that, because that's a very big fine. So I definitely wouldn't recommend that. Another option is going to U-Haul and renting a car trailer. Now those are they're pretty cheap. I'm not going to say very cheap, but they're pretty cheap to rent out for a day, you know, just to go pick something up, drop it off, and that's pretty much it. But you would need to have a truck that's qualified. Now you could also rent a truck with the trailer from U-Haul. So if you don't have a qualified vehicle, you can literally go rent one, and I believe all you need is a driver's license. You don't need any type of special permits or trailer permits or anything like that. You literally just go to U-Haul, rent a truck and a trailer, just say I'm picking up a car, and that's it. So that's definitely what I would personally recommend. But the problem with that is if you show up to buy a vehicle and you already have a trailer and they see that you spent this money, you're probably not going to be able to haggle them down. I guess what I'm getting at is if they see that you're coming super prepared to buy, you might not be able to haggle as much on their price, because obviously every post on Marketplace is negotiable on the price unless they say in the caption, very firm on the price. So what you're going to want to look for if you're looking to buy a vehicle that is newer, not a classic, what you're going to want to look for is how recently was it posted on Marketplace, and where is it? How long did you have to scroll to find it? Because Facebook does, list things in a specific order that they kind of do want you to see it and they kind of don't. So some things that are popping up on your newly listed right at the very top, they usually think that's a good deal. But the problem is they won't show you posts that they might not think is a great deal. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. It's very strange because you could be scrolling for over an hour, like your third day on Marketplace, over an hour, and you could see a vehicle you haven't seen once yet, and it's been listed for 2 weeks. So why aren't you seeing that vehicle? I have no idea, but it happens. When you find one of those vehicles, it could be a good deal. Marketplace could just be kind of hiding it for some reason. And I've actually found vehicles like that, and they turned out to be a very good deal. So that's definitely something to know and to note. Another thing to note, cosmetic problems are usually better than mechanical problems because cosmetic problems can always be fixed. So, say you have a dent in the side of the car, or even some surface rust on just a door, for example. A lot of people will run away from rust. You got to remember that a lot of the parts of a car are very easily replaceable. Even though parts of a car are easily replaceable, it doesn't mean that you obviously want to spend all that money, because you could either fix it or replace it. So if you take a car door, for example, it's all banged up, you could bring it to the shop and have them just, give you a quote for fixing it, or you could just get a brand new door from the junkyard. Now, I would usually recommend just getting a new door in that scenario, depending on how bad it is. If it's all banged up, like in more than one spot, I would probably just get a new door. Whereas if it's, a cab corner of a truck or something, that's a whole big section, and that's very pricey and annoying to replace. So that you would probably want to get separately fixed by a shop. So to sum up this video, registering classic vehicles is a lot cheaper than registering in any regular vehicle that's, newer than 20 years, because the registration is cheaper, the insurance is cheaper, the property tax yearly is cheaper. It's just all around, it's cheaper, like in every aspect. And it's usually even cheaper to buy it because it's obviously older. So you could spend like $5,000 on a car or whatever, and you don't pay the property tax yearly. You don't pay nearly as much on insurance. It's very well worth it if you are willing to buy an older car. Secondly, if you are going to purchase a car from a private party, a lot of states make it very difficult to get that car back to where you live. So the right way to do it is really a pain, and your best way is usually to rent a U-Haul trailer with a truck so that you could go drive it back nice and safe. Obviously, I would recommend, if you have a friend, just call them up and ask them to use their car or truck and trailer. And that would obviously be the most optimal way. The last thing would be, definitely haggle them down on the price. But if it's a very far away deal, definitely, do your negotiations over the phone. Get an address, get a phone number. Make sure if you're going to drive a while, make sure this person's legit. I would definitely recommend going through their Facebook profile, you know, click on their little thing, see if they joined in 2020, 2023, 2007, you know, whatever. If they joined in like 2010 or something, this person's definitely legit. But there's a lot of people out there that joined in 2023 just now and are just like selling a ton of stuff, and it definitely just be more careful if it's a brand new account, because you could, you know, waste a lot of time driving there. Definitely don't send deposits if it's a brand new account. I personally don't send deposits at all because a lot of scammers are out there now. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to make and lose money on Marketplace. So just be wary of scammers because there's a lot of them. And yeah, hopefully I cleared some things up for you about Marketplace. Hopefully I save you some money, help you, you know, formulate a plan on a vehicle you might be looking at. And please let me know if you have any other questions. I'm sure I'm leaving out a lot of stuff, but I'll try to make some more videos in the future regarding this similar topic. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and have a good rest of your day.